you didn't jump. That was lame.
Nope.
That sucked.
Scared the crap out of me. But
that was very. I'm sorry, guys. There you go. Okay, anyway, I'm starting the Tuesday vlog Monday night because this is the last night Larry's here. He's leaving at 5 in the morning tomorrow to go off to work for what, 2 weeks or so?
Down to Miami.
Down to Miami, and I'm not getting up at 5 in the morning to say bye to him. So now works much. I'm honestly upset you didn't jump. You always jump.
I know.
That was stupid.
I was prepared.
That was dumb. But we were just talking a little while ago. It's funny how like I'll be trying to think of what I want to do the next day for like content for you guys, and like things always just like come out of nowhere. Like I had a few things planned for tomorrow, but definitely not long enough to have like a good video for you guys. And then Larry's like, hey, you want to seal my wheels? So if you remember the HRE 505s, right? 505s. 505s. Right here that I've been sitting for the longest time. He's leaving but wants me to seal them for him. So tomorrow I will show you guys how to seal 3-piece wheels. I did mine first try. I have no leaks, so I feel confident telling you guys how to do it. And I've learned some more tips and tricks on how to make it easier over the months of being around more wheels. So tomorrow we'll get to that and a few more things on Miley. But we'll see you guys in the morning. Alright, good morning everybody. We are starting off today going to the parts store because I need some more vinyl paint or the fabric vinyl paint, and I need more trim and bumper paint. And then later on today we'll be getting into sealing these wheels. 2 are already put together but not sealed, and 2 more we have to fully assemble. So I'll talk to you guys through how to do all of that. Headed to the parts store now, which is basically my second home. I'm there literally all the time, but I have to get vinyl paint because I'm going to be selling my black front leather VR6 seats very soon, and I'm going to be selling a full set, so I have a rear set to go with the front. So those are going to get painted and matched up, and then I also have to grab more texture and like bumper paint. The trim stuff I always use because the housing for my mirror, the plastic part, is very, very faded and looks ugly, so we need to fix that, make it look nice and brand new. And then later today we'll get on with putting wheels together. All right, let's see. There is my vinyl paint, and where's my trim? There's my trim right there. Trim and bumper paint, both made by Duplicolor. Vinyl and fabric for seats, dashes, all that fun stuff, and then trim stuff for all the plastics. Both very good products. All right, have what I needed. Let's go home. Alright, made it back home. These are the rear seats for the leathers. If you look here, these are the bases right here. The bases are actually black leather. The top pieces were tan leather that the person before had sprayed with the vinyl fabric and paint them black. So if you look at this one, it's starting to fade, so I'm going to be fixing that. This one I've already done. So if you can see the difference, that one looks perfect and brand new. That one's clearly has some issues going on, so that'll look just like this, be perfect. The rears, at the bottoms I don't need to do. These ones are good to go. So I'm just going to be fixing that one seat, and I'll have a nice, perfectly complete black leather VR6 set. But aside from having to fix that, there's not a single rip, tear. Like, these seats are in amazing, the leather's in amazing condition. Just that one, some of the vinyl after the years of sitting has rubbed off. So once that's fixed, like, this set's gonna be so mint. All right, if you guys join me over here in my high quality paint booth, we have the seats set up. So I'll give you guys a little before look, and then I'll show you after I get the first coat on. All right, the first layer is done. You can clearly see the huge difference it made. So these look almost brand new. A few more spots to do. I'm gonna pull the little armrests down and do inside there as well, but they look completely mint. So while that dries, I said I'm also texture painting this piece of my mirrors here, because if you can look at it, it's kind of faded and there's some old paint that's still on it. So that's gonna look nice and new, like how my rain tray looks. My front lift's been painted as well. So this is gonna look good. To get to that part of that thing, we're gonna have to go ahead and pull the door card here off, unscrew it from the back side, unclip it, and pull the whole mirror out. That way I can tape up the mirror cap itself and then just spray just this, because it'd be way too much of a pain to try and paint it on the car. If you've never pulled off your door card, it's fairly simple. I have the 2-piece ones because they're the puffy leather VR6 ones, so this piece here comes off. If you have just the normal ones, this whole section will come off at once. Either way, there's a bolt, there's 2 screws, like one here and one here. If you have a manual window, you need to pull this off so the crank's out of the way. You also need to take off the cap of here, and there's like 3 screws around the speaker itself, which also need to come off. And if you haven't ever pulled these out, mine don't have many, they're annoying, but if you haven't pulled those out, I think there's like 7 total, those also need to come out along with your door lock pin. Once all of those things are off, you can kind of lift the door up and pull it straight out. For me, I don't have these, those are already gone because I hate them. So mine's a little faster, so it's just take out this, the 2 screws here, pull off my crank handle here, and the screws around this, and it will come off. And also there's a cap that goes around here, you just pop that off. Pretty easy if I don't break it. And there's your screws, 1, there's 2 and 3. So I lied to you guys a little bit. I pulled all of this out. You actually don't need, all you need to do is take out this one and this one, pull the door forward a little bit. If you look right there, that's the clip for your mirror. So all you need to do is get this much in to unplug it. You don't need to take the entire door card off, just a little bit. So just 1 and 2 and pull it back will be enough. You may need to take these ones out, I'm not for sure. But for me, 1, 2, and the door handle itself, push this back a little bit, reach your hand in there, unclip it, then you can pull the mirror out. So once your connector here is unplugged, undo these 3 screws, 1, 2, and 3, and then just wiggle your way out through this hole here, and your mirror's off. Alright, at this point, the screws for the back side of the mirror out. I should be able to just wiggle it out at this point. There we go, and then you gotta feed the connector through. Well, this freaking foam's in my way. Okay, that's a lot of foam. That's a lot of foam, and it's damp. Like I said before, you want to take this stuff out because it retains water and it'll make this rust, so I'm not putting that back in. But the mirror's out. Alright, the backs are just about done. They're looking so much better. I have my mirror caps over here, taped up and ready to go, so these look a million times better. And it's little things like this, making your plastics look new, makes the car look so much newer and like way better overall, I think. Alright, here is the final product of the seats. The fronts with the Beetle headrest and the newly redone backs up here. Beetle headrest as well with the leather bottoms. The only problem with any of the seats, if you look right here on the driver's side, there's this little tiny crack, which I could obviously just paint this entire seat and you wouldn't even see that because it'd be matched, but I'm gonna leave it as it is. I am gonna put this set for sale. I'm thinking like what? I don't know, they're really good condition leathers. They have Beetle headrest, probably $225 our best offer. You guys won't see this till tomorrow. I'm gonna put something on my Instagram story about these. I'm not going to be trying to ship these because like that's big, bulky, a lot of money to ship them. But if you're in Florida and you're not too far away, I will meet you somewhere. Or if you want to come to the house, hang out for a while and pick them up. Either or, so $225 or best offer for a full set of GLX leathers with Beetle headrests, which are really cool. So, yeah. Alright, these are just about done. You can already tell how much better they look. And once they're fully dry, I'm going to take one over there next to the Jetta truck and I can compare the texture painted side versus the unside, and you'll be able to see how crazy the difference is and how much like little stuff like this really improves your car. And just a quick tip while I wait for that to dry, if you're ever using this to trim bumper paint, when you spray it on, it does dry. Like when you first spray it on, it's kind of like ripply and like textury like, but it dries smooth, so don't freak out. Cause like this is a different brand, but the first time I used this brand I was like, wow, I just ruined everything, but it always dries smooth, so just don't freak out right away. Alright, I am back. I mean, you guys didn't see me leave, but I wanted to eat because I was starving, but I am back. Let's check out my mirrors. They are looking too fresh. Alright, let's grab this one. Alright, over here. Let's see. Alright, so a little side by side. Look at the difference. Texture painted or trim painted versus just top. Mine wasn't that bad before, but obviously you can tell which one looks better. So little things, guys, always little things that make our look better. Alright, our first door here is all reassembled, and look how much better that looks. It's the little things, you guys. Something so simple, but it makes the whole side of the car look that much newer. So I'm very pleased that it came out. Alright, we have one more side to do, the driver's side, and then we can move on to wheels. So if you've never sealed 3-piece wheels, it's a fairly simple process. This was my first set of 3-piece wheels and I sealed them by myself. No leaks. They've been on for maybe a few years now. Haven't had a single problem with any of my wheels, so I feel like I did a pretty good job doing it. So I'm going to show you over here. This is Larry's HRE 505s. This is a traditional 3-piece style wheel. You have your barrel here, then you have your face, and then you have your lip. If you look down here, the face is actually behind the lip, so this is called sandwich mount. So if you look right here, one-handed, sorry. It'll go basically this, called a sandwich mount. There's also a face mount where the face goes above the lip and is on this side, so the lip's actually in the middle between the barrel and the face there. But right now, this is going to be a traditional sandwich mount. So you have your barrel on the bottom, then you put your face in, then you have your lip, and then you go through and put your bolts in. And you have a nut that goes on the bottom. You use Loctite on the nuts when you screw them on. And then once everything is together and torqued down, you have something that looks like this. So this is a wheel that is completely together. Barrel, face, lip. You have all of the bolts that are in. All of them are torqued down with Loctite. Now the only thing we're missing, let me go ahead and move this over here. Alright, even though those wheels completely together, you can see all of the nuts in the back there that are all torqued down. All the bolts in the front. But right here, we are missing the silicone, because if you don't seal this section up, you will leak air through here. So what you have to do, I've always used this one, all-purpose clear silicone. That's what I have on my wheels, what Greg done on his wheels, never had any problems with it. So what I usually do, take some tape, you tape off a line on this side, a line on this side, fill it with silicone, you want to smooth it out. I usually do maybe, you can do 3 or 4 layers. You do a first layer, let it dry, do another, let it dry, maybe 2 to 3 layers. And then what you want to do is have a nice smooth layer of silicone, probably from like here to probably there, just covering that entire section. You want to build it up. So it should, when you look down right here, this should be smooth with silicone. So you want to build up about that much. That way when you go to put your tires on, it doesn't leak. You want to make sure you take a lot of time when you do this step on the wheels, making sure your silicone job is really, really good. You're not missing these spots, because if you rush this step and miss some spots, you risk, once you put your tires on, it's gonna leak. And it's just gonna leak and leak and leak until you pull the tire back off and redo it. So you want to just do it right the first time so you don't have to mess with it again. Because pulling tires off, you risk scratching your lips, all this extra stuff. So if you just take your time, do it right, you won't have to mess with that anymore. So this wheel here is about 90% done. I have to silicone and seal it up. This wheel is about 0% done. All I do is put the lip around the face. I still have to put all the bolts through, torque them all down. Oh, that's one thing I forgot to mention. When you go and tighten your bolts down, you'll be able to look up online. There should be a torque spec for your specific wheels. And you want to kind of go from here, like start here to there, to there, to there, to there, to there. There's a lot, so just try to keep back and forth and keep it, like, try to remember your words best you can. And then once I did on my wheels, once I got all the way around, like in a star pattern once, I went in a circle and it's torqued them all down. I had any problems, that worked for me. So like I said, this wheel is not done at all. I have to put the bolts through, put the nuts on with a Loctite, torque them all down, then I can do the seal it around it. But we're not gonna mess with that one today. Let's just focus on this one. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna take my tape here, do a line on this side, maybe about that far so back. The reason why you want to tape it off, silicone can get really messy really quickly. So you want to do, what this does is creates a barrier. So once, door's gonna slam. Thank you, door. Once you have your silicone all down, once it's all dry, you can peel this up and it's a perfectly straight line. It looks neat. Granted, most people won't ever see the work you do, but you still want it to look good, and this makes it easier. So I'm gonna go around real quick and get my bottom line done on here. I can't lie, somehow I did that literally perfectly. Like, I didn't have to adjust it, like. So there's my first line. All right, now that this is all prepped ready to go, I have my silicone, and you're gonna need one of these as well. So what I wanna do is basically just do a bead down the center, roll it, bead down the center, roll it. Once I finish the first full round, I'm gonna get a little card of some sort. I'm gonna smooth that first layer down, making sure I get it into all the cracks on both sides. That way we're not having any leaks later on. And then you let it dry for a couple hours. Once it's like solid and tacky, do another layer. Once it's tacky, do another layer. And then I would say about do 2 or 3 layers, maybe 4. You wanna build it up so it's, basically you wanna build it up so this gap isn't here anymore. You wanna make it nice and flat. Just make sure it's good coverage all the way around so you have no leaks later on. Alright, the first round is done. You can see I got really nice coverage over the entire center section there, all the way around. Keeping it nice and level as best I could. It won't be perfect, but you can make it pretty smooth. All I used for my little cart, I just used a piece out of this magazine. Whatever you want to use to smooth it out, it works. As long as you make sure you smooth it out and it gets all the way inside between the face and the barrel and the face and the lip, so you're getting total coverage, you should be good to go. So now I'm gonna let this sit. I have to leave here in a minute. I'm gonna let this sit until I get back, and then we'll check on it when I get home. But it usually dries pretty quick, but you wanna give it like a good few days to actually dry before you go put tires on it. But there's the first round. I'll do a bit more tonight as well. Just make sure everything's covered, but you can see how much is built up so far already. And now it's just one round, but fairly simple to do. Now I'm sure a lot of you out there want 3-piece wheels. Don't get me wrong, like 3-piece wheels, they look gorgeous. Like 3-piece wheels done right look so good. But don't get it wrong, they are a lot of work if you're gonna do it all yourself. When I bought my wheels, they were stock specs, had lips built. I mean, there's a lot of money that goes into the wheels really quickly, and especially, it's hard to explain, like, Three-piece wheels are so awesome, but when you actually build them yourself, like you pull the tires off, you strip the silicone off, you break all the bolts and get everything apart and sand it down, put it back together. It takes a lot. It's a lot of time taking apart and putting wheels together, but it's definitely worth it. But putting these, well, this isn't silicone part. The silicone part's easy. That's the last step. That's simple. But going through and torquing all the bolts down around everything, star pattern, like your arms get tired. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. It is. And I haven't really missed three-piece wheels since I built mine, but this is a good little refresher on how fun these wheels can be. But like I said, I have to leave here in a little while. We'll check back on this one tonight, and over the course of from today till I'll see you guys again Saturday. I'll get the rest of these done, so I'll give you a full update on all of them Saturday. But today we'll check back on this one. So I gotta go. I'll see you guys in a little while. All right, back home. It is like 10 o'clock at night. I got home way later than I expected, but I brought the two wheels upstairs real quick. Let's check out the progress. So this is the first wheel here that we sealed up. If you look to the side there, you can see drying pretty nicely, but you want to give each layer you do probably about a day or so to dry, unless you're like outside in the heat. I would give it about a day or so to dry, just to make sure each layer has adequate time to be fully like cured. That way when you add more, it's not messing it up. So we're not doing anything more with this wheel for now, so this one's pretty much done for right now. I'm not going to put any silicone on that one yet. I'm going to show you guys how to assemble this one. So I'm going to put this one on one of the barrels over there, and then we get the bolts all put in and torqued down. Alright, so I got my face and my lip here, got my barrel, have my bucket of bolts. The first thing you want to do before putting this along with this, you want to make sure, you can't really see, you kind of can a little bit, that is some leftover silicone. You want to go through and get all the silicone off. You want to get all the old silicone out of the way, so that's first. Alright, once all the old silicone like this has been stripped away, now we can put our lip and our face onto our barrel. Alright, we now have the lip and the face together on the barrel here. I have 1 and 2 bolts in so far, just kind of line it up. What you do next is you take your red Loctite here, you put it on, either you put it on the bolt itself or on the nut, either or, and then you want to spin it together, that's going to hold that together. And then you're going to tighten them all down. Once they're all tightened down in your little fancy star pattern, whatever you want to do, then I'll go back with my my torque bar later on and make sure they're all torqued to spec. I still have to look up what the exact spec is. But let's go ahead and get started with this. This is honestly the most annoying and time-consuming part of this. Just going back and forth, make sure everything's tight, and your arm's gonna kill you after it's done. Alright, at this point, all of the nuts are on the back side. We have our blue Loctite and all of those. All of the bolts are on the front side here. Now I'm going to take my, I think this is a T40. What is this? T something. This is a T40 torque spit, I believe. And then I have a 13mm for the nuts on the back. I'm just going to go ahead and tighten them down so they're snug. Not torqued, just tightened for now. And one other tip, you want to tighten from the back side. So this, the nut, is where you're going to be cranking on the hardest. You just want to hold the front, because the front's your polished, your nice bolt, and you don't want to strip these out. So it's easier to replace the nut in the rear than mess up the bolt in the front. So you want to do all of your like heavy tightening from the back. Just use something to hold the bolt in the front. Alright, so at this point, this wheel is completely, not torqued down, but they're definitely all tightened. It's all in one piece. All I have to do now is probably tomorrow, get the torque bar out, torque them all down to spec, and then we can go ahead and get on with sealing them. I have one more wheel to put together, and then one more wheel to start sealing. One's already in the process. Like I said, you guys will see the finished product Saturday. I think Larry's ordering tires tonight, which is Tuesday, so they might be here by the weekend. I don't know. Whenever the tires come in, I'm going to take them to get mounted. So I have to have them done by at least the weekend, which they will be. So like I said, you guys won't see, but I'm done messing with these tonight. So that's a little bit of how to put wheels together. This is the exact way I put my Zobbers together, and my Zobbers have never leaked not one single time, so I'm fairly confident telling you guys to do it this way. I don't see anything wrong with it. Just make sure everything's tight, make sure you have no gaps in your silicone, just take your time, and it's pretty easy. This portion with all this stuff makes your arms very, very tired and your fingers tired, but it's all worth it because you'll have dope wheels in the end. But that's the end of today's video. I will see you guys Saturday. Thanks so much for watching the videos, giving me your time. I really, really appreciate it. I love all the DMs, all the tags. It's always awesome. I love seeing you guys, interacting with you guys. A few people asked me, I will not be at Trevin South. Unfortunately, the car is not ready, and I'm just really busy. We've got some big things coming up. I can't tell you just yet, but some really cool things are happening really soon. I will be at Simply Clean and Fix Fest, but no Trevin South, unfortunately. So I'm sorry, guys. The Mark III squad will be there. A lot of them will be there. I think Omar, I think Drum's going, Hector, so a lot of them will be there, so go definitely hang out with them, give them a lot of love, but we'll see you guys next time. If you're new, subscribe, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up, and we will see you guys next time, even though I just said that, but we'll see you guys next time, and we'll see you guys next time, times 1,000. Peace out.